So what we'll do is we'll start off by coming onto our backs. I was going to do a bit of yin, but I might do it still just as sort of more of stretching, really. Again, as always, listen to your body. We're going to do some abs as well. So if you've got a block handy, we might use that a little bit with abs. And we're just going to try out a different sequence as well. So, okay, so what we're going to do is let's start off by coming onto our back. I'll keep an eye on the phone in case someone drops in a bit later. So have the feet together and the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. So we're just opening out the hips. Bring the hands to rest wherever you want, so you can bring them onto the belly. And we're going to come into the breath. So just sigh out the first few exhales. Just letting someone else in. Yeah, so just come into the breath. Sigh out the first few, and then we'll just come into breathing all the way in and all the way out. So as you breathe in, just be mindful of that breath going all the way in. Feel the ribs expand on the inhale. As you exhale, gently draw it all the way down. And you can take the hands to the side of the ribs if that's available. And again, just notice that space as we breathe in. And you can take the hands to the back of the body as well. We'll just take your attention there. And as you breathe in, just feel that breath all the way in the back. And exhale. And just slowly bring your awareness to how you're feeling right now. Just noticing any pains or aches. The areas that might need a little bit more love and attention tonight. Just notice the pelvis and the sacrum resting on the mat. You can maybe take a little rock from side to side. So notice how the hips are feeling. Notice how the knees and the ankles and feet are feeling. Just be mindful of the body. Let's slowly move our awareness up towards the chest and the shoulders. And you can take the hands there if you like. As you inhale, just feel that chest rise, drawing that heart up towards the sky. Exhale as we come back down. Just slowly move your attention to the whole body now. And see if you can cultivate a sense of breathing and lifting on the inhale. As you breathe out, exhale all the way, slowly drawing back. So inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Let's take 2 more breaths. I'm going to slowly draw the knees in towards each other. And just bring each knee into the chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze and a hug and a gentle rock from side to side. Just be mindful of the lower back if there's any pain there. Going to come to stillness and inhale as you lift the forehead towards the knees. Shoot the fingers up as well. Exhale to lower. Take 2 more in your own breath. And we slowly inhale as we lift the legs up. So straighten the legs and press the feet towards the ceiling, flexing the toes towards the base. You can mirror it with the arms and the wrists. And we're just going to point and flex. Just rotate the ankles and the wrists in both directions. Just slowly open the legs out wide. Just working into the thigh and the groin muscles. You can take a little rock from side to side. Just breathe in for a few moments. And just slowly, in your own time, draw the legs together and bring each knee into the chest. And just have a nice little rock. We're going to work into the abs for a few moments. So if you have a block, just grab hold of it. And the reason we want to use the block is just to help us engage the core and encourage sort of neutrality in the pelvis as well. So I want you to bring the block and we're going to place it in between the legs, so just towards the knees, nice and comfortable. And keep the back wherever it is, so don't flatten the lumbar spine, just draw the abs in almost like a web. So we engage in that area. And if you've got that lift in the lumbar spine, just keep it as it is. And I want you to take the hands around the scapula, so you're cupping it with the elbows pointing upwards towards the ceiling. And as you inhale, just lift the chest and the head off the mat. You can tap the abs briefly just to check they're being engaged. And inhale to lower. We're going to exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Just work through a few of these in your own breath. So nice and slow, lifting up on the exhale. And just keep those elbows pointing upwards. Keep the neck nice and safe. So do 5 more. And we'll just meet on the mat. Just take a few resting breaths before we go into the next exercise. So just while you're resting here, what we're going to do next is exactly the same, but we're going to lift one of the legs off as well. So keep that 1 foot on the mat, and we're just going to lift the other leg as we lift the chest up. And we're going to do 5 on each side. You can alternate the legs however you want, or you can just do 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. And remember, we're going to inhale, exhale to lift. So nice and controlled. So squeeze that block nice and strong. So try to keep a neutral pelvis. So wherever you're done, the 5, just take a few resting breaths. When When you're ready, we're going to do 5 more. Just return, laying back on the mat. You can release the block for a few breaths if you like. We're going to do one more exercise. So the next one we're going to do is just to take it one step further. As we exhale, we're going to lift the chest off, make sure we come in the scalp nice and comfortably. We're going to lift that leg off the mat, but we're also going to take the other foot off. So we're going to bring that leg straight up like so, and then we're going to release. So we're going to do 5 on each side. We're going to start off with 5, take a few breaths, and do the next 5. You can alternate, you can do 5 right, 5 left, it's up to you. So let's start with the 5. Remember to squeeze that block. And just come back to the mat. And we'll take about 3 or 4 resting breaths and we'll do 5 more. So remember, nice and strong in the pelvis and the legs, keeping that block nice and strong and stable in between. And when you've done your 5, just release the block, just place it to one side. We're just going to rest here for a few more breaths. I'm going to do one final abs exercise. We're going to do 10. You can do the leg raises straight up and straight down. You can mix it up by adding side to side to work into the obliques. It's your choice. Just start with the legs straight up. So just take your time when you lower. And we're not rushing it, so we're slowly working with the breath. Just tap the abs if you want. Just make sure you're not sort of gripping onto the mat or the ground. You're really sort of engaging the abs here. When you're done, just slowly bring the feet back to the mat. You're going to take the arms out wide. And just keep the knees bent with the feet flat on the mat. We're going to inhale as we lift the hips and just shift them over to the right. And we're going to twist over to the left. So you can make this as active as you want. You can bring the knees up towards the chest if you want to work more into the mid-back. And we're breathing into the right side body. Draw that right shoulder blade towards the mat. You can take the hand over that right leg. Want to go deeper into the stretch and twist. Remember to feel that breath all the way in, all the way out. So we're doing our practice with honesty and integrity, mindful. Let's just take 2 more breaths. When you're ready, we're going to inhale to come all the way back to center. We're going to bring the arms to the side and we're going to inhale as we lift the hips up. Keep the thighs engaged so it's an active bridge pose. You can take the hands to the side of the hips if you want. And we're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Slowly come down. Take the arms out wide. We're going to inhale as we lift the hips, shift them over to the left slightly, and I'm going to twist over to the right. So just be aware if there's any differences on this side. Don't worry at all if they are. I'm definitely tighter on the left. I can feel it. So just take a few more breaths, breathing all the way in and all the way out. When you're ready, just slowly come back to center. Bring the arms to the side, and we're going to inhale as we lift up into bridge pose again. So again, you can make this as active as you want. Don't worry about engaging the glutes a little bit, it helps. Working into the quads. For 3, for 2, for 1, and release. And let's take a nice big stretch. Take the arms up overhead, point the toes away from the body. Just roll over onto your belly. I'm going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. You're going to press the tops of the feet into the mat. And we're going to lift up into either a baby cobra or your up dog. So we're just stretching into the abs. Just stay here for a short while, breathing all the way in and all the way out. We're going to tuck the toes under and lift up into your tabletop position. So make your adjustments. Hands spread out nice and wide, knees below the hips, wrists below the shoulders. And let's take our cat-cow breath. So as you inhale, we're going to tilt the pelvis. I'm going to draw the belly towards the mat. Bring the shoulders in, take the gaze up. Exhale, reverse that motion. Draw the belly up towards the sky, around the shoulder blades. Gaze comes down. So keep going through a few of these with your own breath. Just take your time. And you can try a few on the fingertips. And you can try a few with the fingers pointing towards the body. So bringing the hands the other way, extending. Sorry, someone disappeared, so I just let them back in. Okay, so just take 2 more, nice and slow, nice and flowy, and come back to your neutral spine. We're going to inhale as we take that right arm out and reach it forward, fingers nice and active. Left leg comes up. Line up the hips, engage the core, press that back foot away from the body. And we're going to bring knee to elbow, engage the core, and release. And just take 3 more with your own breath. Open wide, nice and active, and release. And we're going to take that left arm out parallel with the mat. And you can take the right leg, line up the hips, engage the core. And we're going to bring knee to elbow and release. Let's do 3 more on this side. And release. And just slowly sit back in the heels. And we're going to just take a few rolls of the shoulders in both directions. I'm going to inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms, take the gaze up. Exhale to lower. You can lower the bum if you like. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Just take 2 more. Your own breath. And just take a few more shoulder rolls. And we're going to come back into our tabletop position. So just check your hands nice and strong. Try and keep them roughly shoulder distance apart. You're going to tuck the toes under if they're not already tucked. Inhale, lift the hips up, coming into downward facing dog. So just pedal the feet and bend the knees if you need. Just find your dog. And remember what we've been saying recently about not sinking too much into the chest so that you lose that strength and stability in the spine and the pelvis. So just notice that breath reaching the whole body. So nice and strong in the back as well. And we're going to inhale, you lift the heels. Exhale to lower. Take 2 more in your own breath. We're going to take 3 lion's breaths here. Let's take 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, take the gaze between the hands. I'm going to slowly walk the feet towards the hands. But just keep the feet nice and wide and come into your ragdoll for a few breaths. So just take your time, swing it out, shake the arms, shake the head, whatever you need right now. Just notice how the hamstrings are feeling. So if you want to try and get a nice hamstring stretch, then you want to be working into that forward fold. You can also keep a slight bend in the knees. If you find you're bending the knees too much so that you lose the hamstring stretch, just lift the upper body up slightly, straighten the legs slightly. Just make the adjustments that you need. And we're going to slowly come to stillness. Take the hands wherever they reach. Inhale as you lift the chest, straighten the arm. Exhale to fold. Just flow through a few. And forward folds like this are really, really good for relaxing the back. Really good for stretching the hamstrings. So just work into it over time. And slowly come back to neutral. I want you to start gently bending into that right knee. Take the right hand out. Then lift that left arm up, coming into a little twist over to the left. You draw the ribs over to the left as well, so nice and strong. We're going to exhale to release and just flow through the other side. So gently bend into the left knee, take the left arm down, right arm comes up. And again, you could just move the rib basket over towards the right. Just go deep into that twist. Breathe in, breathe in. We're going to exhale to release. And in your own time, let's slowly start coming all the way up. Come onto the tiptoes. You can take the arms up overhead. Shoot the fingers up towards the sky. And exhale to release. And let's come into Tadasana. So just come into your mountain pose. You can bring the feet together or apart. I want you to lift the toes up and spread them out as you bring them back in. And like we said before, you want to have a little bit more weight towards the heels. Nice neutral pelvis, so don't worry too much. You want to try and keep those femoral heads pretty much in line in the It's a nice, strong position. Hands by the sides, nice and soft gaze. Deep breath. Start engaging your Ujjayi breath. It's there. We're going to inhale to rise. Take the gaze up. Exhale. Let's fold forward. Inhale, halfway in. Ardha Uttanasana. We're going to do another forward fold. Uttanasana. And just stay here for a couple of breaths. And we're going to inhale, coming back into Ardha Uttanasana. And as you exhale, I want you to step back with the right, step back with the left, coming into plank pose. And just check your alignment in plank here. So just make sure you're nice and strong. If you find that you're dipping in the hips, engage the core, get that lift. You can drop the knees if you need to. Let's take one more inhale. As you exhale, we're going to bend the elbows, take the chest forward. Work into the triceps. Inhale to open the heart. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. So you can roll over the toes or untuck the toes. So coming into downward dog, let's breathe all the way in, all the way out. And again, keep it nice and strong in the back. And we're going to inhale as we roll forward into plank pose. And we're going to exhale as we roll back into downward facing dog. So take two more of these spinal rolls. You can bend the knees and roll the spine as you're coming back up. Whatever you need right now. Let's all meet back in downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. So we've got about 15 minutes or so to go. We are going to flow through a little bit of a new sequencing. I hope it works. Let's take one more inhale. As you exhale, let's take the gaze between the hands and slowly walk or step the feet to the hands. Inhale, feel halfway in. Exhale to fold. We're going to inhale again, Ardha Uttanasana. So check your alignment here, nice and strong in the back, so we're not drooping. We're going to exhale to fold. And let's just stay in the forward fold for a couple more breaths. And slowly flow up on the inhale. Take the arms up. Exhale to release. So we're going to flow through a couple of sun salutations. We're going to start off by coming into chair pose. You can keep the feet where they are. You can take them slightly further apart. But just check what you're doing in chair pose. So really think about your alignment. We're working into the core, nice strong quads, nice strong foundation. You try and keep the knees in line, again, if it's safe for your body as always. So let's bring our feet to where they're comfortable. And we're going to inhale as we dip and sweep, coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. So active fingers. How much of the balls of the feet that's available? You can take on opposite elbows and pull up through the triceps a little bit. So really feel the shoulders working their way up. And we're going to exhale to release the heels, release the arms. And we're going to inhale, we bring the hands to heart center. And exhale as we twist over to the right. So take that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Try to keep your knees in line. Draw the ribs over towards the right, nice and strong. Breathe in, breathe out. And exhale as you open the arms out. Take the right hand onto the left hand, onto the mat, and the right arm up towards the sky. You can stay here, or you've got the option of coming into a revolved standing split. So what I want you to try and do is lift that left leg off the mat. You can take the gaze wherever it's comfortable. So for me, it's firmly planted on the mat. So breathe in. Take one more inhale. And exhale as you release that left leg back to the mat. Come back into your side twist, hands to heart center. Take a couple more breaths here. And we're going to exhale as we come back to center. And we're going to inhale as we shoot the arms back up towards the sky. Active fingers come onto the balls of the feet. Hold it here. And exhale to release. We're going to bring the hands to heart center again. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to twist it over to the left. So really feel the ribs drawing over to the left as well. So we want to do these poses with strength and stability. And we're going to exhale and open the arms out wide. Take that right hand to the mat if it's available. You can stay here, or if you want to try your revolve standing splits, take the gaze wherever it's comfortable and slowly lift that right leg off the mat. Just shift that right hand wherever it's comfortable to give you a nice, strong foundation. Don't worry if you wobble or fall. This is definitely my weakest side. Take one more inhale. We're going to exhale as we release that right leg back to the mat, and we're going to bring ourselves back into chair pose. Take one more inhale, and exhale to fold. Inhale for your halfway lift, and exhale as you step back into plank pose. So hold it here, nice strong plank. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let's lower it down through chaturanga. Chest comes forward. Inhale, we open the heart. So feel that nice stretch. And we're going to exhale as we come into downward facing dog. So make your adjustments, whatever you need. We're going to inhale that right leg in the air. Keep a nice stable pelvis here. So we're not opening out that right hip. We're going to bend the knee and straighten. Bend and straighten. One more time, bend and straighten. And hold it here. Feel it nice and strong in the back. And we're going to exhale as we bring it knee to nose. Inhale to open. Exhale, bring the knee to the right elbow. Inhale, open. Let's take it over to the left. So a nice little twist and open. And this time we're going to bring the knee to the nose again. We're going to tap the knee to the mat and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift. Open the right leg. So coming back into three-legged dog. And exhale as you bend the knee, bring the right foot between the hands. And we're going to inhale as we come into our back, over to the left. And let's come back through center. And this time we're going to frame that front foot. And we're going to shoot that left leg in the air, coming into standing splits. So you can have both hands on the mat. You can have a little go at releasing the hands to that right leg. It's your choice. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, let's float that left leg back, coming into our low lunge. So remember to have that length in the upper body as well, so we're not sinking into that front leg. And we're going to exhale. And as you exhale, slowly start bringing the hands to the mat. We're going to draw the hands to the inside of that right leg and come into your side lunge, like so, stretching into that left leg. You can release the arms if that's available. You can come into any hand position you want. So you can bring the hands to heart center, or you can open them out. Let's take one more inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to slowly lower the bum to the mat. We're going to draw that right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Just take the body to face over that left leg. Inhale as we lift and lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, stretching towards that left foot. But remember, we're opening up that left hamstring and we're creating length in the upper body. But don't stress too much about grabbing that foot. Inhale. Exhale. So really feel that breath working for you. As you inhale, really feel that length, feel the space in the ribs, and exhale. Let's take 2 more breaths. And slowly come up on the inhale. And I want you to bring the right hand behind you and inhale as you lift the hips, open the heart. And again, when you open the heart, we're not just pinching from the lower back, we're creating space in the front of the body as well. So your heart is beaming out. You feel that space. And slowly come back on the exhale. We're going to frame the front of the body again, and we're going to come back. So we're going to be bending into that right knee, and I want you to shoot that right leg in the air, coming into 3-legged dog. Option to release and come into down dog. Option to throw through a 3-legged vinyasa. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. So we're nearly there, guys. We're just going to run through one more on the other side. So just take a few more breaths in down dog, make any little movements that you need. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's take one more inhale. As you exhale, gaze between the hands, step or walk, feet to hands. And we're going to inhale as we sweep up into chair pose. And we're going to inhale as we come all the way up. Fingers up towards the sky. Exhale to release. So let's just take a few breaths, a few shoulder rolls. So we're going to run through that sequence on the other side. So it's quite a long sequence, but hopefully it'll be a little bit easier on this side because you know a bit more what to expect. So we're going to come into chair pose again, make your adjustments, move the feet. And think about what you're doing in chair pose. You don't have to go so far down if it's not available. You're going to inhale as we dip and sweep. Option to come to the balls of the feet. Option to take hold of opposite elbows and lift up through the triceps. Remember to keep it nice and strong. Breathe into the back as well. And we're going to exhale as we release the heels, release the arms. Let's take the hands to heart center. Take a deep inhale. Exhale as we twist over to the left. So we're just going to take it in reverse this time. And I want you to exhale as you open the arms out. And you can bring that right hand to the mat if it's available. And if you want to come into your revolved pose where you lift that right leg off the mat. This is basically like a revolved half moon pose. Just press that standing foot into the mat. We're going to slowly exhale to release. Let's sweep up back into our chair pose. Sink a little deeper if it's available. Nice and strong. Bring the hands to heart center. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Let's twist it over to the left. So remember, when you're doing your twist again, take your time. Draw the ribs over towards you in that twist. Keep the knees in line. We're going to exhale as we open the arms out wide. Take that left hand to the mat. And if it's available, we're going to take that left leg off. Coming into our revolved pose. Don't worry if you wobble, I nearly fell out of it myself and just crapped onto the sofa. But just breathe with it. Take one more inhale. And we're going to exhale as we release that left leg to the mat. And we're going to sweep up into chair pose one more time here. Breathe in, breathe out. And we're going to exhale to fold. Inhale. halfway lift. Exhale, let's step back into plank pose. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, let's lower it down through chaturanga. Open the heart. Downward facing dog. Nice and strong. Breathe into the back. We're going to inhale as we lift that left leg. Neutral with the pelvis. And we're going to bend the knee and straighten. Bend the knee and straighten. We're going to bend the knee. And we're going to bring the knee to nose. And lift. Bring the knee over to the left elbow. And lift. Just take it over to the right. Nice little twist. And lift. And we're going to bring knee to nose. We're going to tap and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. And we're going to bend the knee. Bring that left foot between the hands. We're going to come into our low lunge. We are going to go about 2 minutes over, I'm afraid, because I know we did start a bit late. And I want to get this sequence in. And we're going to exhale as we twist over to the left. So again, nice and strong with your twist if you have that availability there. Now let's come back through center and take it over to the right. Let's come back. Let's frame that front foot. And we're going to hop that right leg in, coming into standing splits. You can have a go at releasing the hands to that left leg. It's entirely up to you. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, float that right leg back and come back into your low lunge. Hold it here. And we're going to slowly bring the hands to the mat and come into our lunge to the side. So we're coming onto that left knee. Feel free to release the arms. Choice. And when you're ready, just bring the bum to the mat. And bring that left foot in towards that right thigh. Inhale as we lift and lengthen. Exhale as we stretch over that right leg. And remember, it's creating that length and space. The couple more breaths. And slowly come up with the inhale. Take that left hand behind and inhale as we lift the right hips. Open the heart. So again, think of that heart radiating up and down. Nearly there, guys. We'll probably go for another 3 minutes or so. So we're going to be slowly moving towards Shavasana now. And I want you to frame the front of the body. Bring yourself back into downward facing dog, or you can come into three-legged dog with the left leg up. Option to stay, option to run through a three-legged vinyasa flow, and we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, take the gaze between the hands. Step or walk feet to hands. And we're going to inhale as we float back into chair pose. Take a couple of big breaths here. And inhale to rise. Take the gaze up. Exhale to release. Let's take a few shoulder rolls. We're going to heel toe the feet apart. Bring the hands to heart center. And we're going to slowly start lowering down in our yogi squat. Now you can stay here, or you can come straight into your Shavasana for the last couple of minutes. Or you can have a little go at crow pose. So if you want to have a go, just bring the hands a few inches in front of you. You might have to have a little play around with distances. Come onto the balls of the feet, lift the hips up towards the sky, slot the knees in towards the triceps. And then just have a little go at shifting the weight forward and lifting one foot off the mat one at a time. You can have a little go. Don't worry if you wobble or anything. And to help you get the lift, just point the toes up. Slowly release. When you're ready, I'm going to come into our final Shavasana. And just my usual little tip that I learned from the training that I did is before you come into Shavasana, just come onto the forearms Breathe into the ribs, create that length, and then slowly bring yourself down. So just give you a little bit more grounding. Just going to keep an eye on the time. And just close the eyes down, and we'll be here for about a minute or so. We're just going to start deepening the breath. We're going to slowly start wriggling the fingers and the toes. Rotate the ankles and the wrists in both directions. We're just coming back into the room. Take a nice big stretch. And any other little movements that you need, and we'll just meet back in our comfortable cross-legged position in about 5 breaths. And when you're there, just keep the eyes closed and the face soft. And you can bring the hands to heart center. We're going to end today's practice with our 3 clearing breaths. You can slowly take the thumbs to the third eye. And I want to thank you for today's practice. And I want to thank you for joining me on this journey and bearing with me as well, trying new things, learning new things, and developing our practice together. I want to thank you for practicing with honesty and integrity. And just remember, when things are overwhelming or a bit too much at times, just take a step back, slow down, and breathe. The inner light in me will always honor the inner light in you. Thank you so much for today's program. Thank you so much. Sorry we ran over slightly. I just wanted to get that really long sequence done. I hope it was okay.
It was great. It was really good.
Brilliant. Well, I hopefully see anyone that's around tomorrow. Fingers crossed. So take care, my lovelies.
Thank you very much.
Bye.